we're back with Business Morning, Thursday, the 28th of December. So we're now down to the final 48 hours of business and financial markets in 2017. And with the rest of the world, we're counting down to a brand new year. But as we begin to count down the final 30 days of 2017, we got hit with the petrol crisis in Africa's largest oil-producing country. And that's the story we've been tracking for you watching Channels Television. I am Bosun Omofai. Let's continue our conversation. We started yesterday on petrol and power. This is part 2 of that conversation, and we're keeping that on the front burner as we wrap up the year. But of course, for those on social media, the Twitter is practically on fire over the last couple of days and weeks, as everyone has something to say and some advice to give on what to do with Nigeria's intractable energy crisis. That's how we're expanding the conversation today. So we picked just about 2 of those Twitter stories that we have here for you. Well, let's go with the first one. One of the suggestions on how to resolve this problem goes with that of deregulation. And this is what S. Ola Babalola, tweeting at SB2729, says today. He says, I think we should do a deregulation program for the downstream sector. And this was what he thinks we should do in 2018. I think some folks are taking that. He said we should sell off the PPMC in January. That's next month. That is the pipeline and products marketing company. That's the subsidiary of the NNPC. He's suggesting the government should sell it off in January. And then the refineries, or the 4 government refineries, should be sold off in February. Number 3, he is advocating an abolishment and scrapping of the PPPRA. That's the Petroleum Price and Products Regulatory Agency. Basically the agency that issues licenses to oil marketers. He said we should abolish and scrap it. He also went on to suggest, number 4, the government should set up industry regulator with OPEC and World Bank headed and run by expatriates with minimum of 4 years mandate. Okay, what's the number 5? Set May 29, 2019 as the start-off date for full deregulation of Nigeria's oil industry. That's what Babalola suggested in his tweets. But then let's look at what has been the key issue here for the NNPC, the State Oil Corporation. And this is from Budget Nigeria, tweeting at Budget NG. And this is what they had on Twitter. They've had this there. They said, the NNPC has 3 main subdivisions that consistently put her in the red. These are the refineries, the corporate headquarters, and more recently, the PPMC that was suggested by Babalola to be sold off in January next year. The PPMC has recorded a loss of 92.4 billion naira as at September 2017. That's what Budget, an independent body there, says. Only the corporate headquarter costs has brought more losses. That's what we have there on the part of whether there should be subsidy or implicit cost or whatever we are doing, or deregulation. The conversation and the jury still out there for you. But that's on the side of petrol. Let's bring power into the conversation. This is one of the most trending tweets from the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing. And that's the Babatunde Fashola there, the Honorable Minister. This was what his ministry tweeted on December the 26th, that's on Boxing Day, just 2 days ago. Said the Transmission Company of Nigeria, the TCN, recorded a new national peak with a transmission of 5,222.3 megawatts of electricity into the national grid. This achievement is the highest ever recorded in Nigeria's power sector to date. That tweet got 126 replies, 435 retweets, and 404 likes, one of the highest. Then the ministry also tweeted on the same day, December the 26th, on the State of Power, and says 2018 will be more lit, that is, there'll be more power, there'll be more electricity. That's what the lit there means. Power plants coming on stream. And the Fashola's ministry went on to list what will be coming on stream in the power sector for next year, which is just about 72 hours or so around the corner. The Azura power project, according to the ministry, will bring 450 megawatts into the grid. Katsina wind farm, will be 10 megawatts. That's a renewable energy project. The Barren project will bring 115 megawatts. Kashimbila project, 40 megawatts. The Afam third project will bring 240 megawatts into the system. Gurara will bring 30 megawatts. The Dadinkowa, 29 megawatts. And Kaduna, additional 215 megawatts. So that's the outlook from the Fasholas Ministry into what electricity will look like in 2018, looking at these projects to raise Nigeria's level of power and bringing power to the people. Let's bring Jubril Karim, who is an energy research analyst from EcoBank, into the conversation. He's joining us via Skype. Petrol scarcity is still biting a little bit, so folks are finding it difficult to get petrol into vehicles and things like that. So we're going to do this by Skype. Jubril, good morning. Let's bring you into the conversation.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, we understand everyone is still looking for petrol one way or the other. I'm still jostling for some liters into my vehicle, so we got to do this via Skype. So how are you doing, generally speaking?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to the new year, and I can say so far the Nigerian energy sector, it's been a much more better year than the previous year. So that's something to be excited about, and hopefully 2018 will be much better than this year as well.
A very quick question. Let's go straight to business. What do you consider as the crux of Nigeria's energy crisis?
Well, it's quite a combination of factors right now. If we have to look at the power sector, the downstream sector of the oil and gas industry, and bring everything together, we see that government interference in operation of all these different industry has really shown that government should really be a regulator in most of this industry and should not have hand in businesses or operation of most of these organizations. Take, for instance, what we are currently experiencing with the downstream sector, where we're having issue with petroleum product scarcity. This is largely due to the fact that the NNPC has been the sole importer of petroleum products into the country right now. So whenever NNPC runs to hiccup in terms of supply, we'll be back here again in the near future. So